Hey, Mr. Briggs, how are you, buddy? So, I am here to do this interview about On My Grind with Project Briggs. I'm super excited, first of all, that you would think of me to be a part of this amazing newsletter, this amazing organization. And let me just say to you, Raheem, I'm extremely excited about all the amazing things that you're doing in your amazing organization and what you've contributed to our community and the things that you've done for our young people. I've always admired you. You've always been on your grind. You've always been out there making it happen. And I just want to let you know I'm truly thankful for allowing me to be a part of this amazing organization and allowing me to do this interview about On My Grind. So I'm going to answer your questions and in this video, and I've been kind of trying to think of these questions through, so I printed them out, as you can see, so that I could read the questions and the things that you have asked me, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you correctly. So I'm pretty excited about doing this. I'm going to sip a little bit of this latte, as we get started. I'm sitting here in my office doing some work. It's a casual day. It's Monday, so please bear with me with my being casual. I'm comfortable today, so as you can see, I'm on my grind being comfortable. So I'm going to read your questions, and hopefully I'll answer them and correctly. And if you have any more questions, I'm always here to answer them for you. So the first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, a little bit about myself. I've been in the beauty industry for over 30 something years. I think 33, 34. I think I'm coming up on an anniversary in October. I wanted to do my, the reason why I got into the beauty industry was by accident. My mom was a single parent, and I had to do something to make extra money to buy school clothes, buy school shoes, things of that nature. She kept a roof over our head. She did the best that she could. She did an incredible job. My mom was just a go-getter, and she was extremely passionate about making sure that we always had food on the table and we had a roof over our head and that we were comfortable. And so at that time, I was one of those people that could not really afford to go to the regular stores and buy, expensive tennis shoes. So at that time, they had Giant grocery store, and they also had People's Drug Store. And I used to have to go to People's Drug Store. At that time, People's Drug, it's now called CVS, but at that time I had to go to CVS and People's Drug Store and buy my tennis shoes because that's all we could afford. Sometimes I got them from Giant because that was what we could afford. So one of the reasons why I got into the beauty industry was because I was in middle school and I needed to make extra money for my mom so that I could buy my school clothes and that type of thing. We had to have new school clothes to go to school for the new school year. So I took that responsibility on. And so I started doing hair in my mother's basement, believe it or not. And I would do it between the hours of 3 when I got out of school and 6:30. So I had an hour because my mother would arrive at home at 7:30 to clean the house so all the clients could get out of the house. I had to do those things in order to make extra money. So what I did was, back in that day, I had a jerry curl. And I used to go to a hairstylist. Her name was Sheila Washington. And she used to do my curl. And so one day I said, I could do this. I could do this to make money. And of course, I didn't know it was illegal at that time. So to do hair and charge for it in your basement. So I watched her a couple of times do my hair, went to the beauty supply store. At that time, it was called Scott's Beauty Supply. And I bought some of my hair products, and I went to People's Drugstore again, and I bought a Right On magazine, and I cut out the pictures of like those artists back in the day, like Andre Simone and all those sorts of people, and Prince, and all other entertainers, Ray Parker Jr., and everyone. And I cut those pictures out, taped them to a white sheet of paper like this, and I put on there $35 for a jerry curl. And before you know it, I had a basement full of people. And people were coming in between the hours of when I got out of school at 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock. I was doing curls every day. They was down there looking at the stories, people under the dryer. I would get everything done before my mother would come home. I made sure that that hour that I had to clean between 6:30 and 7:30, that the house was smelling like pine sol. You can smell chemical. So for about 6 months, this went on. And so one day, and this always happens to all of us, my mother came home early. Yes, early. She came home early. And I heard the door open. I was like, oh my God. And I heard the door slam, and I said, oh my God. And she came down the steps, and she started yelling my name really loud. And the reason why she was yelling my name was because there were so many cars in the driveway, she couldn't get into the garage because I had all these clients. And she saw all of these women under dryers and sitting there looking at TV. And she said, what is going on? What is going on? She said, get these women out of my house. She thought I had a party or something. And so she ran upstairs, and I was running after her to calm her down because she was yelling at me. And so then she turned around and looked at me. She said, you get these women out of my house right now, right now. I don't know what you're doing with these women, but this is not acceptable. And so I turned around, and I came back around, and I pulled this money out of my pocket like this. I said, well, what am I supposed to do with this? And she looked at the hand of the money, and she looked at me, and she looked at the hand of money. She said, I will be right back. When my mother came back 5 minutes later, she had on an apron. And with that apron, she said, do they want some macaroni and cheese, collard greens, and fried chicken? So she got excited because she knew I was making money, and she said, well, if they're here, let me go ahead and feed them. And that's how, I got started in the beauty business. And from then on, I started, I started, perfecting my craft. I went to hair school in high school. I went to Duke Ellington. And then I started working, when I was at Ellington, I started working with different celebrities. I started working with Jesse Jackson, Roberta Flack, traveling the country, traveling everywhere with these people, being their personal assistant, those types of things. It was incredible. I have to tell you that the experiences, I keep forgetting sometime in my almost 50 years, the experience that I've had with being in front of these people and experiencing history. And it was something I really, really never asked for. Had the opportunity of working with Michael Jackson, had the opportunity of working with Gladys Knight, all of these celebrities, and it wasn't that it was about them being a celebrity. It was about learning from them what I could do. Thinking to myself, if they could do it, I could do it too. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, just to give you a brief synopsis of how I got into this business. Your second question is, tell us about Keith Harley Hair and Scalp Clinic. Well, Keith Harley Hair and Scalp Clinic, I decided to open up maybe about 14, 15 years ago. We had a huge hair and scalp clinic downtown DC at the corner of 11th and F, where the old Woody's building was. I realized that being in the hair industry was not just about doing hair for me. It was about treating people with hair and scalp disorders. We always had people that were coming to us that were losing their hair, damaging it, men and women. And I thought to myself, there is a need for this. And I've always been taught through my mentors, you create solutions for problems, and that will make you successful. And I realized that this was something that needed to be done. So that's why I opened up Keith Harley Hair and Scalp Clinic and decided to take it to another level. Your third question, As a speaker, what is the main message that you convey to your audience? Wow, good question. So as a speaker, what I convey to my audience? Well, I convey that where you're from is not where you need to be if you don't want to be. Your upbringing does not dictate who you are today. You can conceptualize anything beyond where you are. If you can conceptualize it, you can create it, and you can be it, and you can do it, as long as you can conceptualize it. A lot of people don't have that opportunity to conceptualize different things. So I had the opportunity of being around some great mentors, some people who were older than me that kind of took me under their wing and told me, Keith, you can do anything. If you set your mind to it, if you make a decision that you want to do it, you can make it happen. And I'm thankful for that. And so that's my message. And we have now started a movement. We're preparing for a book to come out called Step Up. And it's about stepping up. It's about stepping up to your full potential, stepping up and knowing who you are, stepping up and conceptualizing something different from where you are, who you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. That's what my message is nowadays when I'm speaking, and I'm speaking in front of large crowds and that type of thing. Your next question is, tell us about some things or projects your company is currently involved in or working on. Great question. So we just expanded. We have a new product line, which is by us and a chemist. We had a new shampoo and conditioner that came out, which is a biotin shampoo and conditioner that deals with people who are suffering from loss of hair, scalp damage, that type of thing. Then we have vitamins that we just released, which is one called Vitamane, which is nothing but biotin for men and women, which creates hair growth. And then we have another one, which is a vitamin D vitamin, which is for people who have vitamin D deficiencies. We have found that people that have problems with hair loss or hair issues or things of that nature, 9 times out of 10, they have a vitamin D deficiency, and that kind of helps with the growth. We also have a new, just recently, therapeutic shampoo and conditioner, therapeutic medicated shampoo conditioner that deals with dry hair, dry scalp, those types of things. A flaky scalp, people who have psoriasis, guys and women who have problems with bumps in the back of their head, or all sorts of things. This shampoo and conditioner is absolutely incredible. Then we have what we call a follicle booster. People who suffer from alopecia, male pattern baldness, female pattern baldness. It's a liquid solution that neutralizes and fertilizes the hair follicle to create hair growth. So that sort of gives you a synopsis of that. Then we're going on tour to speak. We'll be speaking in different areas. We also have an anti-aging line that we have co-branded with a company called Beauty Control, which is really, really good. We're excited about that. That has anti-aging products. We are, we have a therapeutic oil. We have 3 of them. A nighttime treatment, an energizing treatment, and a daytime treatment for hair and scalp, men and women. So hopefully I kind of crammed all that in, but a lot of your viewers or a lot of your people who may be interested, they can go to keithharley.com, and that'll give you an idea of some of the products that we have and what we do at our clinic. Your next question is, what is it about being an entrepreneur you enjoy the most? I like to win. I like to accomplish the goal, and I like to help other people. I've always asked God, I pray all the time, I say, listen, if you make me successful, I'm going to help make your people successful. That's always my prayer. Use me as a vessel. Use me so I can help other people, because I've been through something. I've been through a lot, and I have a story to tell. And so as me being an entrepreneur gives me the platform to be able to change lives. And that's what I like. It's not about the money. It's not about the success. It's not about any of that. It's about giving me the platform to make people realize that they can conceptualize something different. You can't tell me all this stuff that you've been through. You can't tell me all the problems that you're having. I've had them all. So I tell people, this is what you can do. This is how we can make it happen. And me being an entrepreneur, which gives me the foundation to touch many lives and to get out there and make it happen. That's what I love about being an entrepreneur. What are some of the challenges you see in your industry? Professionalism, supporting one another, thinking small. Something my mentor said to me the other day, she said, we tolerate below excellence. We just do what we need to do to get by, rather than we do what we need to do to get the job done. And I think we don't realize as a people, all people, that you have to do the and then some. And let me repeat that. You have to do the and then some to get the successes that you want, to once you conceptualize something different, how you can cross the bridge or go around the corner. I think that is the one of the things, the challenges that I see in my industry. Next question. Where do you see your company business going in the next 5 years? Wow, this is a good one. So I see our products sold on QVC. I see our products sold in major department stores. I see our products, right now we're seeing people are social media. So this is part 2 because the phone rang. So the question was, where do I see my products in the next 5 years? I see people, I see my product everywhere. I see it on the shelves in department stores. I see it on QVC when you turn on the TV. I see, people on social media talking about it. I see the clinic doing extremely well. My hair and scalp clinic doing extremely well. I see we have tons of salespeople around the country and outside of the country selling our beauty control products. Adding income to their home. That's one of the things we started this company with this company, is we wanted to give people the opportunity to add income to their home, and that type of thing. That's where I see ourselves. Let's see, who's your hero within your industry? Recently, we lost a couple of years ago. One of my heroes is Vidal Sassoon. I watched him ever since I was a little boy. I thought his work was incredible. His talent was amazing, and the things that he did, just how he took buildings and he made them into haircuts, which was just crazy. And then my second hero, who's living, who's an incredible person to me, is Gloria Mayfield Banks. She has changed my life. She's shown me things that I thought I would never see. She changed my way of thinking. She changed my way of how I treat people. And one of the things that I've learned from her was how to teach people how to treat me. And that was an incredible lesson. How to teach people how to treat me. If I respect myself, others will respect me. Okay, so this is part 3. I got another telephone call. So hopefully I answered your question, who is my personal hero in the industry. The other question you just asked, that's on the sheet, is who's personally inspired you? Who's personally inspired you? Again, it would be Gloria Mayfield Banks. That's the person who changed my life. And I couldn't say anything more but her. She has just been incredible. And she's helped me with an awful lot. When I lost my mom 4 years ago, she showed me how to pick myself up and do things in her name and live for her. So yeah, that was one of the people who personally inspired me. What are some of today's issues are you most passionate about? some of the today's issues that I'm passionate about is, again, giving back. The second thing is I'm on this mission. I'm doing a speaking engagement called Boys Pull Your Pants Up. I think, our youth has lost its way with our image and what we need to do so that we're respected, and not all of us are rappers and singers and live that way, and I just really think that the reason why we're having issues in our community is how people perceive us. And if you go back to the 50s and the 60s and you look at the way we dressed, we looked, we acted, and how we respected ourselves and how we respected women and our parents and so on and so forth, I think we need to go back to those days. So that's sort of one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about. What's the one word that describes you? Intentional. I am focused, and I'm working hard every day to be focused. A couple of books that I read on a regular basis. One, Being Obsessed by Grant Cardone. Number two, The 10X by Grant Cardone. And number three is Quantum Leaps by Gloria Mayfield Banks. I have to read and I have to get inspired daily to make sure that I don't go back to not being motivated, not being energized, and all those sorts of things. So that's what describes me. Intentional, focused. What are some lessons learned you've gained within your industry? Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Business is business. You are in business not to help everybody and be their friend. It's a business. When at the end of the day, people are coming to work to do a job. It's nothing personal. Don't take it personal. You can't save everybody. How you save people is you become successful so that you give them a place to come and work and learn and earn. And that's one of the things that I've learned in my industry. What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs? It's not easy. It's not easy. It's hard work. Don't be lazy. Guard your circle of influence. Watch who the people that you hang with. I want you to always remember, who you hang around dictates your income level, places you go, things you do, and how people perceive you. Who you hang around, those things that I just named to you, will determine the person you become. Even where you live, it's you become like the 5 people you hang the most. And if you are looking at this video or you're reading this article in your magazine, I want people to stop and think for a minute and say to yourself, who am I hanging around, and is that why I'm having the problems that I'm having today? Who am I hanging around? Is that the reason why I'm making the income that I'm making today? Who am I hanging around? Is that why I am being respected in that manner? Think of the people that you're hanging around the most, and I guarantee you become like most of those people. So that would be the advice I give to young entrepreneurs. And then last but not least, just have some energy, man. Have some energy. That laziness is not going to get you anywhere. Do what you need to do to make it happen. Sacrifice and just keep it moving. And you are bound to be successful. One of my movements that I'm working on right now, for those of you, if you want to follow me on social media, I'm working on something called 10X, where you're taking it up 10 times, 10X, see that? 10X. You're taking it up 10 times and really focused on making it happen. I hope that some of these answers that I've given to your questions on my grind will help you discover your grind, will help you discover who you want to be, will help you conceptualize something different than your present situation. And then last but not least, will keep you from making excuses, because the excuses are what hold you back. The excuses are what keeps you stuck. The excuses are what makes you keep complaining about the results you didn't get because of the work you didn't do. So that's my input on my grind. And again, I want to thank Mr. Briggs for this amazing thing to be a part of this Project Briggs, organization, and this amazing magazine. And hopefully I'll get to meet you all in person real soon. Follow us on social media on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Tumblr, YouTube, all of those. Follow Keith Harley or Dr. Keith Harley, and come with us and be inspired. Come with us and let us show you how to step up. Thank you so much, Briggs. I love you, man. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for calling me and letting me be a part of this interview. I'm looking forward to seeing it when it's published, and hopefully we can do more in the future. Have a fantastic day.